On the morning of July 5, 2017, at 8:07, one of the most notorious figures on the dark web is poised for his final deal. Not in drugs or Bitcoin, but in securing his liberty. 2 years prior, Alexandre Cazes made a critical error. He sent a single email that indelibly linked him to his clandestine identity. That email address, pimplexalex990-1@hotmail.com, would unravel his billion-dollar operation and topple the sovereign of the digital black market. This recounts the rise of a 25-year-old Canadian who engineered the most advanced illicit marketplace in history, surpassing even the infamous legacy of Pablo Escobar, with an empire processing $600,000 daily. Yet a solitary act of compassion spelled his downfall. The metaphorical Amazon of illicit trade brought low. With the dismantling of the Silk Road and its founder Ross Ulbricht facing a life sentence, the craving for covert crime was just beginning to burgeon. While teenagers were busy curating Instagram lives, Alexandre Cazes was constructing a foundation that would dwarf traditional drug syndicates. AlphaBay was modest at first: stolen credit cards at $50 apiece, fake licenses for $200, counterfeit passports at $1,500. But Cazes had a grander scheme: to make the dark web the premier platform for unlawful trade, mirroring Amazon Prime's convenience. The platform was meticulously crafted with a user-friendly design, organized product categories, customer reviews and ratings, buyer escrow protections, a disputes system, continuous customer service, and even a complaints department. It became an Amazon where forbidden items like heroin, cocaine, stolen data, weapons, and contracted crime thrived. Growth numbers were astonishing. From day one's 12 users and no sales, to day 30's 847 users and $12,000 weekly, then to a year's 40,000 users, generating $2.3 million monthly. Ultimately, it reached 300,000 users, surpassing some countries' legal pharmaceutical industries in drug transactions. Cazes pocketed a 4% cut from everything, resulting in a digital torrent funneling into multiple accounts spread over 47 banks in 12 nations. But before becoming the shadowy Alpha, Cazes was an unnoticed, introverted Canadian teenager from Montreal. Standing at 5 feet 6 inches, weighing 140 pounds, with thick glasses, he seemed insignificant to schoolmates who deemed him an easy target. His parents, Robert and Marie, only saw his engrossment with computers as a benign pastime. They remained oblivious to the fact that online, Alexandre morphed into a figure of power and influence. While others gamed, he hacked. While they socialized on Facebook, he navigated the deep web's dark alleys. He mastered PHP, MySQL, JavaScript, advanced cryptography, and network security protocols. This transformation was complete. Offline, he was awkward and invisible. Online, he was a formidable force, controlling vast sums and numerous lives. In his digital realm, he designed not just a website, but a highly secure digital fortress. Military-grade encryption cloaked every transaction, with servers dotted across countries from Lithuania to Laos, concealing pathways through multiple proxy servers. Bitcoin tumblers laundered funds through a myriad of microtransactions, rendering it all but untraceable. His unique moral stance prohibited child exploitation content entirely, with instant bans for violators, a potential facade to avoid provoking powerful adversaries. Yet, Cazes' genius lay in his invisibility. He created the Alpha 12 persona, stepping into the shadows as he hired the Snake, his trusted lieutenant, to serve as the face of AlphaBay, navigating forum interactions and customer relations. Renaming his admin account to simply admin, he vanished from view. To global law enforcement, They pursued what seemed a phantom or perhaps a myth. By 2017, AlphaBay was exponentially larger than the Silk Road, setting a new standard not only in illicit drugs, but in the trajectory of future crime itself. Professional vendors come with customer service ratings, manage supply chains, and follow quality control protocols. The chaos is gone, replaced by a streamlined, corporate-level criminal enterprise. As Cazes expands his empire, European investigators are ahead in a more sophisticated game. In Amsterdam, Dutch police have secretly taken control of Hansa Marketplace, a key competitor to AlphaBay, over 8 months. Detective Inspector Martijn Eggerts leads a team of 12 officers fluent in cybercrime. They facilitate heroin listings, mediate disputes among cocaine dealers, offer support to arms traffickers, eliminate scammers, and verify vendors. This mission isn't merely about catching crooks anymore. It's about grasping the full criminal ecosystem from within. Operation Bayonet embodies a new form of law enforcement that mirrors the mindset of its criminal targets. The strategy is cleverly complex. When AlphaBay collapses, its 300,000 users will seek another marketplace, Hansa, where Dutch police await them, capturing evidence from each transaction and digital trace. Every deal on AlphaBay impacts a real person with a family and story abruptly cut short. Sarah Martinez, a 19-year-old freshman at UC Berkeley, dies from fentanyl-laced heroin purchased in mere clicks, delivered to her dorm faster than a pizza. Officer David Kim, a 34-year-old father of 2, dies in a Chicago alley, shot with a Glock 17 bought anonymously and sent to gang members in a PlayStation box. The Rodriguez family in Phoenix loses both their teenage sons to overdoses from the same AlphaBay vendor within half a year. During congressional hearings, grieving parents show photos of deceased children and recite statistics that would make cartel leaders cry. 47 deaths, 234 overdoses, 12 murders in just 6 months, all linked to vendors on Cazes' digital empire. Yet Alexandre Cazes remains detached from these faces. From his air-conditioned Bangkok mansion, human suffering is reduced to numbers on a screen. Transactions processed, commissions pocketed, empire multiplied. Each wealth increment results from another's devastation. Every Bitcoin in his digital wallet symbolizes a shattered life and a ruined family. It's July 2017, and Alexandre Cazes embodies the lifestyle of a tech billionaire, fused with a cinematic villain. His primary residence, a lavish mansion stretching over 847 square meters in the exclusive Frumfong district, is valued at $2.3 million. But why limit himself to one home? His downtown penthouse cost $1.1 million, and the beach house in Phuket is $890,000. The downtown bachelor pad for secretive meetings with girlfriends away from his main abode is $450,000. His garage could fill the pages of a luxury car magazine. A Lamborghini Aventador at $400,000, a Porsche 911 Turbo for $150,000, and a BMW i8 fetching $140,000. His watch collection, worth over $340,000, could finance education in a small nation. 7 Rolexes, 3 PC Philippines, 2 Audemars Piguet. He sports a different $20,000 watch every day of the month. Sunisa, his 23-year-old model girlfriend, thinks he's a prosperous web developer, crafting e-commerce sites for global clients. His bodyguards, Samchai and Precha, are told he's a Bitcoin success story. His neighbors perceive him as another affluent foreign entrepreneur, indulging in the Thai dream. Yet, luxury leaves digital traces. Each extravagant purchase generates records: credit card transactions, bank transfers, customs entries. Every Instagram post reveals GPS data. Each night at Bangkok's elite clubs is recorded by security cameras, cell towers, and social media check-ins. The dark web's king is living in broad digital daylight, crafting the evidence trail that will eventually lead to his downfall. On December 15, 2016, at 3:41:22 a.m. Eastern Time, an individual at an undisclosed location sends an email that will change the landscape. Subject: Alpha-02's true identity. Alexandre Cazes. Bangkok. The brief but devastating message claims proof of the AlphaBay administrator's real identity. Evidence from early site emails detailing his real address is attached. Sent to tips at dea.gov, the sender's identity remains a tremendous mystery in cybercrime. Hypothesis 1. A rival marketplace administrator keen on usurping Alpha's massive market presence. Hypothesis 2. A disgruntled former employee with insider information and old grudges. Hypothesis 3. A government asset who has been observing from within for months, possibly even years. The fourth theory suggests an ex-girlfriend, armed with old personal emails and fueled by a desire for retribution after uncovering her boyfriend's true profession, may have betrayed him. The fifth theory offers sheer coincidence. Someone who stumbled upon an old email and recognized its value. In the shadowy realm of the dark web, betrayal among criminals is not uncommon. Whoever this anonymous source is, they have effectively signed Alexandre Cazes' death warrant with a single communique. For 3 relentless years, the world's top cybercrime detectives have been pursuing elusive traces through encrypted channels. Each lead faded into obscurity. Every server route ended abruptly at a Tor node, and cryptocurrency trails were lost in a sea of intricate laundering services. The elusive Alpha-02 commanded a very tangible billion-dollar operation. However, at 3:42 a.m., in the DEA's Quantico office, Agent Michael Horton receives a mysterious email. What ensues is digital sleuthing at its pinnacle. A seemingly juvenile email address, pimplex91@hotmail.com, becomes the key thread that, when unraveled, unveils an extensive crime network. Diligently, the FBI's Cyber Forensics Unit mobilizes, decoding old form interactions from 2008, where Alpha-0, 2 dispensed computer advice, all linked to that same Hotmail address. Social profiles from 2010 connect to Alexandre Cazes' LinkedIn as a web developer in Montreal. Domain names, property paperwork, banking submissions, and visa documentation draw a clear digital trail pointing to Bangkok. Alexandre Cazes imagines himself unreachable, yet the cutting-edge technology pursuing him far surpasses civilian comprehension. The NSA's formidable operations utilize radio tracing gear to pinpoint calls with astonishing accuracy. IMSI catchers impersonate legitimate cell towers, intercepting communications. Traffic analysis undermines Tor's shield of anonymity. Advanced persistent threats embed within Thailand's telecom systems. Packet analysis scrutinizes internet traffic instantaneously. The surveillance budget for Operation Bayonet stands at $47 million, involving 847 officers across 6 nations over 18 meticulous months. All orchestrated for a single day of decisive action. The synergy of this international endeavor is unparalleled, including operatives from the FBI in Washington, D.C., the DEA in Virginia, Europol in the Netherlands, the Royal Thai Police in Bangkok, Canada's RCMP in Ottawa, and Germany's BKA in Berlin. Across 6 nations and time zones, a coordinated strike to dismantle the dark web's illicit network is underway. At 11:47 p.m. Bangkok time on July 4, 2017, The snake sends Alexandre Cazes a foreboding message. Boss, the situation is heating up fast. Several vendors detained this week, numerous packages seized at customs. There's a surge in police operations across all the forms. Maybe it's time for that long-discussed escape. For months, the snake has diligently monitored law enforcement activities on dark web platforms. Vendor arrests escalate, package seizures increase, and forum chatter hints at heightened police vigilance. For those who can read between the lines, the warnings are plain as day. Yet Alexandre Cazes is too proud, too invested in his own digital prowess, to heed the coming storm. He confidently replies, "Everything is under control. Our protection is impenetrable. They can't reach us. We're like phantoms." It's remarkably akin to famous last words. In precisely 8 hours and 20 minutes, his seemingly impervious empire will crumble. On July 5, 2017, at 6:30 a.m. in Bangkok, Alexandre Cazes awakens beside Sunisa in their lavishly adorned bedroom for the final morning of freedom. His routine is meticulous, a shower in the opulent $75,000 Italian marble bathroom, espresso brewed by the $8,000 La Marzocco machine, and a careful examination of 4 distinct phones, each harboring a separate digital persona. At 7:45 a.m., he powers up his primary laptop, a custom-tuned Alienware Area 51M valued at $5,000, accessing AlphaBay's central admin panel. The state of his empire displays on-screen, akin to a corporate control room. 12,847 active users, 47,293 transactions completed overnight, 234 vendor requests await his green light. There are 1,847 customer conflicts needing administrative mediation. Today's commission earnings stand at $1,891, climbing steadily. The system's health, robust, ever-growing, lucrative. Unbeknownst to him, Thai authorities have encircled his mansion since 4 a.m. His every keystroke trails under scrutiny from surveillance systems worth more than his palatial estate. Unaware that FBI agents are going over his arrest warrants with his name prominently displayed in 14-point Times New Roman, Alexandre Cazes is oblivious to the unfolding drama. At precisely 8:47 a.m. in Bangkok, a gray Toyota Camry, adhering strictly to a speed of 35 kilometers per hour, makes its way toward his mansion. Officer Saporn Nakamura, a seasoned veteran with 15 years in the Bangkok Metropolitan Police, is at the helm, having taken on a perilous role in Operation Bayonet, to get dangerously close to the elusive cyber criminal. Saporn's task seems straightforward in theory, but is nerve-wracking in practice. She must lure Alexandre away from his computer for just one critical minute, giving the FBI tactical team a chance to invade the compound, reach the crucial laptop before he can erase incriminating evidence worth millions, and avoid eradication of data leading to arrests of 300,000 global criminals. The orchestrated car collision is executed with military exactness, unthreatening enough to avoid suspicion, yet loud enough to draw immediate attention, appealing to natural human empathy. With a crash that reverberates across the affluent vicinity, her Toyota's front bumper crumples against Cazes' grand steel gates. For the first time in a long while, Alexandre acts on impulse, driven by pure human instinct as he observes a woman struggling outside a wrecked car, weeping and overwhelmed by evident vehicle damage. Compassion, not paranoia or distrust, guides him, "Sir," offering a rare glimpse of humanity from a man ensnared in crime. In this fleeting moment of empathy, Alexandre neglects the cardinal rule of his outlaw life. Kindness is a perilous luxury, vulnerability a lethal hazard. At 8:48 a.m., he starts toward the crash site, instinctively halting mid-step as his cunning instincts kick back in, albeit belatedly. Witnesses emerged too promptly, seemingly too interested, with cell phones out but rarely filming, others moving with military technique. Suddenly alert to the ploy, he races back to his mansion, toward his laptop, a gateway to his empire, containing details of murder plots sprawling across continents. As he nears, just meters from safety, he spots his active computer through his office window. His access to the criminal world still live on the screen. If he can only secure it, a single keystroke could encrypt files, wipe international servers, and obliterate incriminating evidence. Yet, Alexandre Cazes' haste cannot outpace the meticulous trap set 18 months prior. Just strides from his door, Thai officers seize him, grounding him as cuffs bind his wrists. Helpless he watches FBI agents, among them Agent Sarah Chen, whom he had planned to eliminate, storming into his home. Irony twists the knife. His target now his captor. Inside, law enforcement unearths a treasure trove of intelligence, dwarfing the financial haul of $8.8 million in digital currency and properties valued at another $12 million. Beyond the narcotics tracing networks spanning 40 countries, the true prize is unmatched intelligence. 369,000 detailed user profiles, 32,000 vendors with true identities, and a meticulous archive of the largest criminal marketplace spanning 3 years. Transactions, messages, addresses, cryptocurrency links, the entire fabric of the global underworld unraveled. All unraveled by a single overlooked email address, triggering the monumental fall of a billion-dollar online syndicate. One compassionate gesture toward a distressed stranger toppled the reign of the dark web's sovereign. One grave misstep, proving that in today's interlinked world, a single click can irrevocably alter the course of our lives.